Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, what a game that was last night between the Knicks and the Spurs. What looked to be a blowout, and it was over by the second quarter. Ended up the Knicks having the biggest comeback in finals history, down 29 at halftime, and they win 106-105. What a game. I was watching that from start to finish. The Spurs in the first quarter, they were just hitting every shot. I think they hit like, what, 7 threes or something, 6 threes, something like that. They were hitting everything. Harper was hitting everything. Castle didn't look, you know, like himself though, but Wemby looked amazing early on. Like, they were just hitting everything, and I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be one of those nights. Spurs got to an early lead, just like they did last in the previous game, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. Cat got into foul trouble early. Like the first minute into the game, he had 2 fouls. I'm like, uh-oh, that's going to be a factor, right? Mitchell Robinson, you know, coming off the bench, only playing like 10, 11 minutes, just coming off of surgery too. Now you're expecting him to play a lot more minutes, right? It just wasn't looking good for the Knicks. Brunson struggled early from the field. Obviously, he heated up later towards the game. And that was insane. That was the most insane game. When they were down by 29, right? We've seen crazy things. The Knicks came back down 22 with 7 minutes left against the Cavaliers, who are, a pretty good team. And I'm like, okay, if they go on an early run here in the third, which they ended up doing, I might hit money line, right? The Knicks, I think, started like 13-2 in the quarter or something. I'm like, yeah, I've seen enough. I put Knicks money line, Brunson to get 30, OG to get 30, because I was seeing the type of game OG. Talk about freaking OG Anunoby later, but I saw the type of game they're having. I put $50 on it. The return was over $500. Won. I did the same thing with the Cavaliers. When the Knicks were down by 22, Brunson went on like a 10-0 run by himself. I'm like, yeah, I've seen enough. I only put $5 on it. I won like 105. They came back and won. So, yeah, I mean, let's talk about OG Anunoby, man. Oh my God. This guy was looking like prime Kawhi Leonard out there. It's like he picked up what Kawhi did with Toronto all these years ago, right? He was hitting clutch shots. He wasn't nervous to take those big shots. Obviously Brunson, what I love about Brunson, no matter if he's playing a good game or a bad game, he will shoot through it. You see other superstars, when they're having a bad game, they tend to, be more of a playmaker that game, right? Like SGA, for example, right? When he's having a bad game, I'm not saying not getting to the free throw line, but, when his shots aren't falling down, he tends to be a playmaker. He'll get 8 assists, 9 assists, 10 assists sometimes, right? He did a lot this playoffs. But Brunson, same thing with Ant. Brunson is the type of dude to shoot, no matter if he's having a good night, bad night. If I go down, we're going down, you know what I mean? And I like that. The difference between him and Ant just fucking chucks shots, and they're not good shots. Brunson, still gets some space. And he hit that 3 over Wemby, and I was like, oh my God, it's done. And what an ending that was. Obviously Wembanyama, right? He's young. I get that. But the switch up is crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Just last series, they were saying he is the greatest player playing right now in the league. All right, to that, sure, you can make the argument. I don't think he is yet. And now you're saying, oh, he's only 22. He's been making mistakes. Obviously his age is showing, right? He's been making mistakes this postseason. De'Aaron Fox, he should have ran. Why you ran on the ball with OG? You got the ball. There was, I think, 12 seconds left, something like that. You're up by 1 with 12 seconds left. You're De'Aaron Fox. You're the fastest player. That's your nickname. Like he's fast. Like everyone knows this. Sure, he's playing through an injury, but he looked good in the first quarter. This series, he hasn't been good. Sure, he's dealing with injury, but he looked good in the first quarter. I'm like, hey, this is the De'Aaron Fox that the Spurs needed, the leader, the guy who's older, the vet, right? And then he pulled up. I was like, ooh, why would you do that? You could run around the court. You can maybe even call timeout, right? Wemby obviously missing those 2 free throws is not good. You see in game 2, he missed, I don't know if it was both or 1 free throw later in the game, and then obviously he threw the pass behind Castle's back. And that was not Castle's fault, by the way, all right? Castle did a double take. He looked back, he ran, he looked back again, and Wemby didn't give him the ball. So he turned around, he ran up the court, and then Wemby threw it hit off his back. Right? I predicted, I never made a video, but I made a TikTok. I had the Knicks winning in 6. They could do it in 5. They could do it in 5. I don't see the Spurs coming back. I think it's done. You know, after that Game 2 loss, you're like, damn, that's a bad loss. I don't know if you could bounce back from that. But after today, I don't think you could bounce back at all. I think the series is done. I truly think it's done. You know, Brunson, the past 2 games, besides the fourth quarter, he hasn't looked good. Like, you know, his shots weren't hitting in the first, second, third. And when you're, you know, Cat as well didn't play at all in the first half because of those foul troubles, those are games you should be winning. But now you're losing the games that you should be winning. You know, like right now the series should be 2-2. Or maybe you should be even up. But it should be 2-2. But now Cat's going to have a better game than last game. He's going to be playing more. And he's an X factor in the series. The Knicks have all the momentum. It's done. I think the Spurs are done. Yeah. So I just want to, you know, voice my opinion on the finals. What a game that was, though. Like, genuinely, what an amazing game. What an ending. My heart was literally racing. I was, like, sitting up on my couch. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, just reacting to that stuff. When Brunson pulled up from half, like, pretty much out of the halftime, he got the ball. He just shot it with Wemby on him, and I forget who else it was. I literally said, what are you doing? Like, there was still 4 or 5 seconds left, right, when they inbounded the ball. I was like, what are you doing? And I don't know if that was on purpose or not. It can't be. There's no way that was on purpose. But the ball hit directly right on the rim, the front part of the rim, and it bounced, and OG ran. He was calling for the ball. I was watching the replay. When Brunson had 2 guys on him, OG was calling for the ball, which by all means, you know, like I said, he's not afraid to take that big shot. So did Fox, but it ended up not working. And obviously Brunson didn't pass to OG, so OG ran to the basket where obviously Wemby is not there because he was guarding Brunson, and that just gave OG a wide open lane. You know, he's athletic. He got up there, and one of the craziest tip-ins I've ever seen. That was insane. Especially having $500 on the line there. Well, $50, but I won 500. Like, that was insane. That was insane. So, yeah, so now we're potentially 1 game away. Could be the last game of the season. Let me know what you guys think down below of the game. Do you think the Spurs could LeBron 3-1 comeback like it's 2016 again? I mean, you know, but yeah, crazy. I'm going to be posting more. I want to make a channel update, but if you're this far into the video, I might as well just say I will be posting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. So I'll be posting from Tuesday to Saturdays, having Sunday, Monday off. I'm live on Twitch. My name's Drew Crispy on Twitch. I'm live Tuesdays to Saturdays as well. So yeah, streaming 2K and stuff, talking to the community. But yeah, I'll leave my TikTok down low. And peace.